Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today, as you can see, we've got our Tamiya 35065 Panzer Camouflage 5 Panther in front of us. As we've previously done a build update to this and a what's in the box. Hopefully, if you've caught some of those videos, you'll know that this is a rather old version of a Tamiya kit. Generally available sort of around about for the £15 mark, so it's kind of ideal for someone like myself who's a bit of a novice and doesn't really know what he's doing. So I'm going to just basically run through where I am. I haven't really touched on this one for about 3 weeks now. Last time you saw it, it was basically built. It has since been to the garage and has been primed, and it has then had its top coat of Tamiya dark yellow XF60, which is the recommended colour as per the instructions. We've also painted up our road wheels, which have been giving us quite a bit of grief, I must admit. Getting the black line on them has been a bit of a bind, and it's taken us pretty much most of the day with painting it yellow and then putting black on and getting yellow on the black and then getting black on the yellow. So it's been touch up all day, but we finally got to a sort of situation where we're kind of happy. I'm not really paying much attention to the backs of the wheels at the end of the day because, well, no one's going to see them. I mean, I realise that, you know, you should really look at all areas, but I'm just a novice at the end of the day, and this is the way I've decided to go about building this kit. You might actually notice that I have a red muzzle break on my Panther. This is because I've managed to put the gun barrel in the wrong way, which was kindly pointed out to me by numerous people in the previous video. Obviously, I could actually remove the barrel by sawing it and finding some way to reattach it. I've kind of decided, though, because I like doing these things, because I'm a bit weird, that I'm going to leave it as it is, and I painted it red. Basically, this is a stark reminder to myself that you need to read the instructions properly, Andy. Don't go doing things cock-handed. So basically, when this is finished, it'll always have the red muzzle brake, and I will always be reminded of my inadequacies. As per the instructions, it has been suggested in these that basically at the time of this tank was about, XF60 was the base colour. Kind of looks a bit different when it's actually on the model to what's on the cap, but kind of looks a bit different to what's on the box as well, but that's what I've got and that's how it's come out. Basically, they actually say to use American Olive Drab XF62 in a combination with, if you require, of XF64 Red Brown to apply pretty much, it seems, any sort of camouflage pattern that you want. Now, I've been having a flick through. Yeah, we've got the Panzer colours books out for the first time. I've been having a flick through those, and I've come to the conclusion that basically, you know, these things were just done in the field, and you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want with them. So I'm going to use the recommended colours when I come to do this, and we'll see what actually turns out. I'm kind of guessing that I'm going to have to change the needle on my airbrush and use the smallest possible one that I actually have, which I think is a 0.3, I'm not quite sure. And then I'm going to basically go down and I'm going to try and apply some sort of camouflage, I suppose. On the one depicted here on the box, the wheels are all one colour and don't have any camouflage applied to them, so I'm kind of thinking I'm going to leave it that way, because if I start spraying my wheels that I've been spending so much time trying to get almost right, I'm just going to have to pay more attention to them, and I'm kind of getting a bit bored of this model and want to finish it. So, oh yeah, incidentally, we've painted our tracks and we've done them grey, and that turns out to be probably not a great idea, as we want to basically have them black. So we're probably going to give them another coat of primer in black, and then we're going to try and do something with it. Now, what I've actually decided for this, because a few people have been banging on at me for ages now to try some weathering. I mean, this is actually the first 135 kit that I've had a go of. I've been, you know, cutting my teeth basically on 172 aircraft because I thought they were going to be easy. What an idiot I am. So this is the first 135 I've done, and I've kind of decided that I'm going to be using this as a painting mule test bed or something for experimentation, etc, etc. And I've decided that once this is painted up, I'm going to have a very basic go at doing some weathering. Now, I did actually buy a bunch of weathering stuff from AK and Revell when I bought a lot of the stuff that I got, which was kind of January, February, before I even started doing this YouTube channel. And I was actually intending to basically go down the road of the Africa Core, which is kind of like one of my favourite historical segments of the Second World War. So I went out and bought myself a AK DAK weathering set, which probably isn't going to be much use to me. I have actually got the AK engines and metal weathering set, which is obviously for engines and tracks, and that comes with, let's just have a quick look, why don't we? That comes with dark steel pigments, track rust, engine oil, wash for tracks, and engine grime. So I'm kind of guessing that they're going to be pretty useful. I ain't got any clue how to use them yet, but I'm going to try and figure it out over the next couple of weeks before we have a go of it. In addition to that, I've got rust streaks. I've got dust and dirt deposits. I've got Africa dust effects, which probably ain't going to be much use. I've got streaking grime, which might be useful. And I've got this tub of accumulated dust. Now, because obviously this is European theatre, I'm kind of guessing I'm going to have to go and get some sort of red mud or brown mud or something like that, because, you know, these are all kind of sort of dusty, sort of deserty sort of themed things. I've also picked up this Revell weathering set, which I might end up using instead, because it's obviously this is a bit cheaper. And this one comes with mud green, dark brown, rust red, sand yellow, deep black and snow white, which we're probably not going to want. So I mean, I might just try and use those pigments, because these are only little tiny pots, so maybe that'll be a good idea to use them and save these ones for another day. Not too sure. Like I said, I've got the Panzer colours books, which I'm sure some of you guys that have been kit building for a while might be kind of familiar with. And I've actually picked out a few Panther tanks in here, just to give me a little bit of inspiration. So we've got this one here from the Western and Eastern campaign, which is the Aus G. It's kind of a nice one with... let's get that a bit closer, actually. There we go. It's kind of a nice one with green and brown. Again, I'm kind of guessing that they're the colours that I've picked out. These little marks look a little bit too sort of complex for me, so I don't think I'll be having to go with that one. Panzer Colours 2. Didn't really have any Panthers in it, but it has actually got these Panzer 4s, which these look kind of interesting. These ones here, these look kind of interesting with this sort of mottled green and brown effect. And that one at the bottom. So maybe we'll go that way. And Panzer Colours 3 actually had a few interesting ones in it. We've got this one, which is an Aus A for Adolf Hitler, Lebensstraße Adolf Hitler, France 1944. We've got this Aus A, which is the Scandinavian Viking regiment or division, I can't quite remember, Russia 1943. We have this Aus A from the Großdeutschland division, Russia 1944, which is just using green, and has used the top surfaces have just remained plain, sort of plain dark yellow. And we've also got this one here, which is another Aus A from East Prussia, October 1944. It basically appears to be just plain, so I could probably just leave it plain if I wanted to, but I think we might as well have a go with painting, doing something with it. I've also got a couple of modern books to assist me with, which are the Mig Jimenez Encyclopedia of Armour, Modelling Techniques, Camouflage and Weathering, which are very detailed and informative. We've got the other ones in this as well, the Final Touches construction, and we have interior and base colours, which we pretty much ignored the first two, to be honest with you, because I know what I'm doing. I can build a tank, it's no problem. Whatever. Base colours, I think that's something that we'll look at later on, because obviously when you're doing these, putting different base colours on, you can actually get quite interesting shading variations. I kind of do know a bit about this, but I haven't put any of it into practice. So we're going to be giving these two books a good old read through over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what we decide we might have a go at doing. And incidentally, I've still got a load of parts on the sprue. We've got all our I forget what these are called, these wheels. We've got our spare tracks, we've got our towing cables, we've got our variety of tools, our jack, and one of our crew, and we've got the MG34 machine gun. The paints, like I said, that I'm going to be using for the main thing are going to be these three: XF60, XF64 and XF62. Obviously, so far I've used some XF7 red for my muzzle break. I've used gunmetal X10 on my machine gun. I've used dark iron on some of the attachments. Metallic grey I've used on some of the tools as well, and we've used rubber black on our road wheels. I might add a few more colours to this as I go along, but they're the ones that I've kind of used or I'm planning to use at the moment. So that's about it, really, I think. Yeah, that's about it. So as you may know, I've been on the channel, I've been on YouTube now for 6 months, so I'm going to be dropping a few more videos this week, which are basically some of my favourite kits that I actually own at the moment. I've done a few of them, the ME264 and some of my ICM limousine cars, and I'm going to do a couple more of these. Oh yeah, my Rommel's rod that I bought from Monogram and paid through the nose. So if you haven't had any look at any of these videos, please do check them out. They're on a variety of playlists, so you can just go check out my other videos. And that's about all I've got to say. So thanks for joining me. Please do like and subscribe, check out some of the other videos, and hopefully next week we'll have moved on with this and we're going to start a new kit as well. Be seeing you.